There are places that don't exist on any map. Places people walk past every day without ever noticing, until one day something notices them back. It started with a building. Everyone in the neighborhood knew it. Old, empty, forgotten. The kind of place people warned you about, not because of what was inside, but because no one really knew. Eryx stood across the street, staring at it. He didn't know why. He couldn't explain it, but something about that building felt wrong. Not dangerous, not loud, just waiting. "You've been staring at that place for 10 minutes, Cale said. Eryx didn't look away. "You feel it too?" he asked quietly. Cale hesitated for a second, then shrugged. "I feel like it's creepy, that counts." Naira stepped forward slightly, her eyes fixed on the building. She didn't smile, she didn't joke. Something's off, she whispered. The air seemed heavier around them. Dax stood behind the group, silent as always, watching. Not the building, but them. "Then let's go inside," Cale said, forcing a grin. No one laughed. For a moment, no one moved. Then Eryx stepped forward, and the others followed. The door creaked open, too easily, like it had been waiting. Inside, the air felt different, thicker. Dust floated in the air, but it didn't settle. It just stayed there. The silence wasn't empty. It felt aware. Every step they took echoed, just a little too long, like something was repeating it after them. The hallway stretched ahead. Cracked walls, broken tiles, shadows clinging to every corner.
Do you hear that?
Naira slowed down. "Do you hear that?" she asked softly. Cale looked around. "Hear what?" She didn't answer, because it stopped, suddenly, as if it knew she noticed. They kept walking, slower now, careful, and then they saw it. A door at the end of the hallway, clean, untouched. Wrong. "That wasn't here before," Cale said. No one argued, because they all knew he was right. The door didn't belong there. Everything around it was broken, rotting, forgotten. But the door looked new, perfect, still. Eryx felt it before he understood it. A pull, subtle but impossible to ignore. He stepped forward. "Eryx," Naira said quietly, but he didn't stop. The closer he got, the quieter everything became. No footsteps, no breathing, just silence. And then a whisper, soft, close, open. Eryx froze. "Did you hear that?" Naira asked.
Did you hear that?
But he didn't answer, because the voice wasn't in the hallway. It wasn't behind him. It wasn't in front of him. It was inside his head. His hand moved slowly toward the handle, not fully his own. His fingers trembled slightly, but they didn't stop. "Eryx, don't," Cale said, his voice tighter now. Still, Eryx didn't stop. His hand touched the handle, cold, but not like metal. Something else, something alive. The handle turned slowly. The door opened, And the darkness inside wasn't empty. It moved. Not like shadows, not like light. Something else. Something deeper. Something that didn't belong. Eryx stood there, staring into it. And then it looked back. Not a face, not a body, just presence. Watching, waiting, knowing he was there. The air shifted. The hallway felt smaller, colder, like the world itself was pulling away from that doorway. No one spoke, no one moved, because something about that moment felt final, like a line had been crossed without anyone realizing it. And then the door slowly began to open wider on its own.